Did you disclose your identity to your parents?
It's not that easy. I have disclosed to certain family members first, and then they had gone and told to my parents, and then my parents had taken me to a sexologist in Hyderabad. When you are connected with the community, any issue comes, we kind of know, people have already handled these issues. These may be new to me. So in my case, I'm someone who has the privilege of hiding myself, hiding my queer self. Especially after 2018 judgment of Supreme Court, people are now coming out of the closet. They are approaching police. There are lawyers in the community. They use their help to go to police. They file cases.
What pride means? What pride means to you?
There is a lot of misconceptions about pride.
That's
Okay?
what I was trying to say.
Right, a lot of people, even the people who don't mean wrong, who don't mean bad, might come and say, oh, you're gay or you're trans, you're whatever, but why do you have to show off to us, right? That's a very question that comes. Okay, so the answer lies in, from my childhood, I have been attending straight prides. Every marriage is a straight pride. Every serial that I see is a straight pride. Every place I go, they are going to boost, and I mean, even companies are going to say, "Oh, you're getting married, you'll get this bonus." So marriage is so overhyped to us, and marriage between a man and woman, I meant, is overhyped, and it's put on our face, and that, like, to come out of that and say, okay, this is not the only way, I'm different.
More power to you. I mean,
Right?
hello everyone. Welcome to the season finale of the Good Vibes Only podcast. In today's episode, we are joined by someone whose journey is deeply connected with the Bangalore's queer community for over 2 decades now. I am joined by Srini, who is an engineer by profession and has been an integral part of the LGBTQIA movement in Bangalore for nearly 20 years. Well, in this episode, we will try to debunk some myths surrounding the LGBTQIA plus community, the obstacles and the realities faced by the queer communities, and I'm very, very happy to have Srini on board. So, guys, let's welcome Srini and get this conversation started. Hi, Srini, how are you doing today?
Yeah, hi Shabani. Thanks for calling me, and thanks for having this conversation. It is a very important conversation to have. A
Absolutely.
lot of people, don't know us. Yeah.
So, I mean, I know when I approached you, I was in a little dilemma because, a lot of people shy away because we are not that acceptable towards you, right? A lot of people have a lot of misconceptions regarding the queer community and the LGBTQIA plus community. And I'm really excited to unlearn certain things that we've been taught, and what a better end to the season 1. I'm so thankful that you made some time to share your journey with us.
Sure. Thank you so much. Just to introduce myself, I'm Srini. I'm an engineer by profession. I have completed my engineering from IIT Madras in 2002. I have worked in several MNC companies, including Qualcomm. Right now I'm on a career break. I'm taking a course in IIM Bangalore right now. Generally, I don't have to tell all that, but a lot of conservative families think, if it is IIT, IIM, then iska sunenge thoda. So we'll see. I mean, like, whether there'll be
Yeah, I mean, today,
respect for the words. Like, let me use the privilege of IIT and IIM.
absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
today we are debunking myths, so why not?
Yes.
So, you come from an IIT background, and now you've been an integral part and have been supporting the queer community in Bangalore. So, how was your journey towards acceptance was?
Right. So it's not easy, if I have to tell in one word. So during both in my college as well as later when I started working, of course, I had to one face external homophobia from the society, but more importantly, I was filled with internal homophobia, self-hatred, because that's what the society has taught us, right? Being gay, being lesbian, this is not natural. So you got to keep it to yourself and things like that. So the initial journey for me is to even accept the fact that I am part of the nature's diversity and it is natural for me to exist. And it took a lot of time. I had to go through. I had tried to go through things to change myself, etc. And finally, I was introduced to this group called GoodAsYou in Bangalore, and that is something that has changed my life. So, the group has a weekly meetings where different LGBTQI persons meet, and through the group meetings, and then after that through different events in Bangalore queer community, one I was able to kind of understand myself and then accept myself and then start this journey. And two, I was able to make friends. I was able to grow confident in life, without necessarily keeping my queer identity under the carpet.
Right. So you mentioned that you've been part of the Good As You community. So what are these communities? What do they do actually?
Right, right. So, like any other minority communities, queer community, LGBTQIA plus different identities, we have groups in almost every big city around the world, and similarly in Bangalore we have, and there were many activists and many people before me who have done a lot of work to create these spaces so that new people can come and understand themselves, start their journey of acceptance, and then be part of the community. So, Good As You is one of them. It was started in 1994 by a few individuals and my mentor Vinay, and they have and there is also a associated NGO called Swabhava. So from 1994, they have been having these Thursday meetings every single week. So since pandemic, now we have started online meetings as well every week. So yeah, so my journey with that been like I've started going to the meetings. I've met people who are already confident about their queer self, and that has kind of helped me also to get comfortable with myself, to understand what it means, to understand and think about my future. So the whole thing kind of not just for me, a lot of people. So these meetings really help. There are many other things in the community that happen. We'll talk about it as we
Yes.
go. But yeah, for the as far as the meetings are concerned, this kind of like really helps, just having that people around us and then discussing about everything that affects our lives, everything, politics, society, different things.
Every aspect of
Yes,
life.
yes, yeah.
So I just want to know that when was the time that you thought or that I mean that you felt that I need to come out, or was there any instance or any particular time that you decided that okay, this is enough now, I need to be open, I need to be open about my identity, say to my parents or to your family or anybody? Was there any specific instance that actually hit you that hard that okay, enough now, I have to you know just be a little forward, take that baby step? When was that?
Yeah. So, so in my case, I'm from like I'm someone who has the privilege of hiding myself, hiding my queer self. So what it means is that like when I walk into the society, when the way I dress, people can easily think that I'm a straight person. So I can hide myself. So with that privilege of being hidden is there. So I did not really need to handle the different aspect of myself during my college, or during even work, because I could hide. But there was a point where there's a talks of my marriage, and that is when it starts to coming out, like, okay, now what do I do now? Now I can no longer hide. Either I just, like a lot of people do, I just keep quiet and get married and then be in the closet forever, or I need to now take a step. I understand what it means, and should I really uh, take a path that nobody has taken? And that is the question that comes. So it's really, for me, it came with the force of marriage from the family and society. But that may not be the case with others, because people may not be able to hide for so long. So which means that in their teens, in the college, in families, so they would either be forced to come out, or they might choose to come out based on circumstances. So for me, that's the thing. That's how I had to take the step. Okay, no, I am not going to get into a sham marriage. I have to come out now.
Right. So it was the point of marriage where you decided that why to spoil somebody else's life?
Right.
It's better that I come out and accept who I am.
Right.
So, did you disclose your identity to your parents?
Yeah, it was a big story, and it's not that easy. I have disclosed to certain family members first, and then they had gone and told to my parents, and then my parents had taken me to a sexologist in Hyderabad, and the sexologist has turned out to be queer positive, queer affirmative one, and then I was actually lucky, I would say. Then he told my parents that he's gay and he knows about it and he's pretty comfortable with it, so you guys have to accept that. So that's something that is kind of like, but that doesn't mean they have accepted immediately. They took their own sweet time. They took a few years, etc. But that's kind of a real positive kick I got, I would say, in life. I have not chosen that sexologist. My dad only who chosen and taken me there, but that's kind of really helped me, I would say. And then that's how my journey has become a little easier.
Right. So I want to know that after you met the sexologist and the, you know, you've finally addressed the elephant in the room, how was the discussion post meeting the sexologist with your parents was?
Yeah, so post meeting that, they started crying. So there was a lot of hue and cry. But now, like my dad used these words, um, like we have a snake in the house now. So by snake in the house, you mean, like, we don't know how it will bite. We have never had this situation, so I don't know how it's going to go. So people are worried how to tell to relatives, how to come out, how to live a society in a society, or should he just run away to US or Australia? So, or there were thoughts of, maybe should we just bring a girl from a poor family to get you married so that she won't question your sexuality? All kinds of permutations, combinations were discussed. And since I had already gone to GoodAsYou, I had already talked to many people like me and how they handled their parents and their families, I was able to calmly say that's not how it works, that's not how it works, etc., etc. And but I understand that now, that once I come out, now they are pushed into closet. Now they are in closet. Now I'm burdened with my secret to them. I was burdened with the secret for 25 years till then. And now they are burdened. Now they will have to handle that. But so I had let them handle in their own way. I did not, like, whenever they wanted help, I gave them help. I gave them resources. I introduced to them my friends from queer community, and then they kind of like understood that, okay, it is okay, he can live, he is like good enough to live his life, and there are people to support him, he's not alone. So that kind of like helped the whole thing.
Right. That's quite a journey, I must say.
Right.
So, as you already mentioned, that people from queer communities often face office discrimination, hostility from the society. they also undergo relationship turmoil.
Of course.
Uh, so, how do these people navigate these challenges? Say they don't have a chosen family or a romantic partner or anybody for that matter. So, how these communities that you are a part of, just like Good as You, help them navigating these challenges?
Right. So, the challenges that you mentioned, they are very real to a lot of us in the queer community. So the difference in some, like, the challenge may be the same, but the difference comes in how someone handles these challenges. So someone who is not at all connected to the community, let's say we take a case of someone who have accepted their sexuality or their gender, but they're not connected to the community. They just have a boyfriend or girlfriend, and then they just but then that relationship has broken, or they have faced something in their office. They really don't have any place to go to talk
Exactly,
about it,
exactly.
because they may or may, if they talk about it to their families, the families might say that, see, I told you not to take this path, come back to us, we'll get you married, we'll put you into business, etc., etc., whatever, right? So there is a sense of loneliness at that time when you face any of these issues. So and versus someone who's already started coming to community events, even though they have their own life, like, weekly events, or there are other events that are there, or there are interest groups that are available, like, based on badminton, football, or running groups are there. So if someone already started, then they kind of like understand that I am not alone, there's a big community out there. And then in a situation like what I am facing right now, I can go and ask how did they handle. And then people who are already in the community would be able to guide them with resources. For example, if it's something to do with office, like, we are getting discriminated in office, we have like HR leaders in community. They can give us guidance on, do you want to go and raise a complaint with your HR? What are your policies in your company? So we kind of like, all knowledge is available. So they would guide them, like, so if a friend of mine has recently faced such an issue, and then, because he was able to speak out in the community, in the events, he got the guidance, he went back and he kind of like sent an email to posh committee that I am being harassed by this guy. Okay, and then I have all the evidence. Then they called him, and then that person has apologized, and this guy is also said, okay, so let it go, because he has apologized, and he has said that he won't touch me again. But so when you are connected with the community, any issue comes, we kind of know, people have already handled these issues. These may be new to me, but not to the community. So people have already handled. So that's how, it becomes easier if you're connected with the community.
Right. I mean, communities already know that these are the problems that one person from the queer community may or might face, right?
Correct, correct.
So they already have the solutions laid, right?
Yeah, so I mean, we cannot really say one solution works for everyone, but we have experiences both documented, or people can tell what are their experiences, and the person can choose what will work for them, right? And another important thing about this community, I would say, is that if I am in a relationship, I am not connected to anyone, this is more likely that I might get cheated in the relationship, because at least the powerful one in the relationship might think, oh, anyway, I can do whatever you want, I want, and then walk away, because this guy is really doesn't know anything, so he may not even complain. Or so people have lost money, people have lost you know belief in love, things like that, especially when they're not connected to the community. But the moment, once they're out, and then they start realizing that the importance that, along with, even if one has a partner, it's good to have some chosen family, some friends from the community, with whom we can be open about what we are going through. There is nothing wrong in seeking help. That's
Absolutely.
something that we keep saying. There's nothing
Absolutely.
wrong in seeking help. So there's a lot of resources available there. So all we need to is to seek help at the right time.
Right. I mean, seeking help is not, is not a weakness, right?
Yes,
It's
yes,
important. It's all the more necessary because guidance is something that will, open paths that you may have thought has does not exist,
of
right?
course, of course.
So seeking help, I think if you've told this very well, is very important. I
Right.
mean, if people talk about businesses, the media industry, and a lot more industries, that his father is a big businessman, so he guided his son to be into the same business. I mean, if that can happen, that assistance can happen, why not seeking help within the community from the people who have actually been through that,
Yes,
and can actually understand you better,
yes.
right?
I mean,
So
we don't have to go through, like, we don't have to reinvent the same wheel. Like, wheel has been invented already. People
absolutely.
have gone through. So, as a next generation, we have to do something else. Like, if you have to really face a problem, please face a new problem. Don't get into the same problems, I would say. Because, like, same problems, same things have been handled.
Yes,
So,
yes.
there's a knowledge available, both in internet as well as
Absolutely.
with the people. So, let's use that knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, with the advent of internet and technology, this has all the more become easy.
Yeah.
Now everything is available online, and you can look for support groups online. And I think, yeah, seeking assistance is very important.
Right.
So we are, talking about chosen family, chosen partners. Oh, you just define what are these terms, because I myself don't understand what a chosen family means. Is it different from your own family or parents, or is it a family within the community? How is the dynamics like?
Right. So the word chosen family is very particularly used by LGBTQ plus community. Why? Because we have a biological family, we have a chosen family, right? So these are the two different families. So why this thing has come out is because lot of us have not been accepted by our families from what with whatever knowledge we have because we are still in India, we're still living, where households, if even if heterosexual people marry outside the caste, they are being burnt or they are being thrown out, right? So we still haven't yet, gone there where we have accepting homes, right? So what happens in that case? So I am someone who I kind of understand my own sexuality, and let's say if my parents, my siblings don't accept me, I am forced to find another family, who would accept me. I am forced to go into places where I am welcomed, where I don't have to hide. And this is especially true for trans people as well, right? For trans men and trans women, most of their families don't accept. So, they're forced to leave the family and be with their communities, uh, in spite of other problems, financial and other things. But because almost all of us try to seek, places where we are accepted, where we are, welcomed. So I mean, you can keep debating, you're right, you're wrong, this is natural, this is not natural. But as a person going through that, I would only go and talk to people if I have a sense that they're going to accept me.
Absolutely. I mean, you are the only one who's probably facing these type of discrimination or sexism, all of that.
Yes.
So it's very essential that you understand first you need help,
Right.
and you are the only person who will decide whether to be there in a place where you're welcomed
Yes.
or sulk at home,
Yes,
right?
yes. So that's what. So I just want to add to that. By chosen family, at the end of the day, it means friends, whom we may not be romantically connected, but we are in similar journeys. So we talk to each other because we kind of understand. We don't have to explain about my situation because that is gone. Now we know, we understand each other, and then we can talk about the what we are going through. So the moment we kind of have at least a few people, even if not physically, we have a WhatsApp group, we have video calls with our peers across the world, even if where they are, and then that itself helps, right? Okay, I have people whom I can share, like I don't have to hide anything at this
Yeah.
place.
I mean, you don't have to over explain them.
Yes.
It's they have
Yes.
faced it,
Correct.
they know it,
Correct.
and now it's a common ground that you guys are on, right?
Right. Right.
So that helps.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Uh, so Srini, tell me, supposedly there's a person who identifies himself as a part of the queer community. He say doesn't have a chosen family or a romantic partner, or is someone who's not accepted by his own family. How does that person financially, emotionally, physically, psychologically be at peace? I mean, how should that person be prepared that, okay, I have to live my life, but on these terms? How?
Right. So, yeah, the sense of loneliness that one feels through in that situation is immense. I can, uh, I mean, I can only say that lot of times we may not even understand the priorities at that point, right? Because people are not accepting me. I know I'm different, but I don't have like a belonging. I don't have a belonging anywhere, right? So at that point in time, so first, like there are different aspects to one's health, right? Emotional health, physical health, then financial health, right? One must make responsible choices so that these three aspects are taken care. So with respect to emotional health, like how it happens in our community, lot of people, when they first go through these confusions, they seek therapy. And most of the, at least in Bangalore or like big cities, a lot of therapists are queer positive, they are queer affirmative. So they would tell them, okay, good that you have started your journey, but now please try to seek friendships with people like you. Go out, meet people. One is dating, but dating has its own
Pros and cons.
pros and cons. So but friendship something that you can seek, right? And these, like whatever avenues that I told, right? Whether it is good as you, or whether it is related to any sports, or whether it is festivals. So we have festivals happening all over the year, like every 3 months there is some festival or the other in queer community. So now Maya Bazaar is coming up in September, so we just had Pride in June. So there are festivals. These are the times where you have opportunity to go to those public places and meet. Like if you want to go to private place and meet, you would always be afraid, what if they attack me, or there are these fears. But in public spaces, a lot of people are there, so you can go, you can experience that vibe there, you can see the other queer people, and that's how people come into the community. So that is the emotional part of it. And then of course, one important aspect about being queer is that we know, at least a lot of us, no, some of us have already like adopted children, etc., but a lot of us have not. So we know from in our 70s, 80s, 90s, we are going to be alone. So we are alone in the sense, alone or with a partner or with a few friends, but not necessarily we have a child who would take care of us. Of course, we can't guarantee when heterosexual couples children are taking care of them, but still, even if we accept that, so we do not. So what it means is that from now itself, I need to be aware of my physical health, because I have to make sure I have to make right decisions right now, eat well, do some minimum exercise, do things so that, like my 70s, 80s are like not bad, because that's something we need to think. And of course, financial decisions, the spending that we do. So with respect to financial decisions especially, I have like this something that goes through my mind always, right? Because people say, don't be a miser, spend here, spend, so what comes to my mind is that I like I have to make financial decisions such a way that these two conditions are satisfied.
Absolutely.
One condition is that, what if I die today? Do I have any regrets? And another condition is, what if I live till 1995? Will I have regrets in last 10 years? So I have to make sure both are satisfied. Like, I mean, I should not be a miser, not to spend on the required things. I have to enjoy life, drink, travel, go places, do things.
Right.
At the same time, if I'm at 80s, 90s, I should not say, oh, I have spent all my money there and then now I have nothing. Now people are also not coming to me because I don't have money. So, one must balance
Right,
these
right.
thoughts. So there are all these, and these discussions continuously happen, within our queer spaces. Because nobody has set a path for us, unlike heterosexuals. There is a path, there's marriage, there is children, there is,
Yeah, there's no defined
yeah,
path.
no. So
Yeah,
we have to make our own path,
absolutely.
and it's both good as well as little difficult. Good because now we get to choose our lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's a little difficult because then we have to now invent now. How do I? And we have to learn from other queer people who have done bad decisions and good decisions, in their lives, and how are they living in their 60s, 70s. So yeah, all these matter.
Right.
I know a lot of lecture, but yeah.
No, I mean, I think we as people don't really understand what goes in the minds of the queer community, and people who actually don't have anybody to confide in. It's all the more difficult for them,
Right.
both physically, mentally, emotionally. It's difficult. I mean, it's also, I think, loneliness is very, it's a very general term that people just throw at you. Okay, you are alone, you are lonely, just seek help. But seeking help also requires a lot of strength and courage,
Of
right?
course, of course.
You cannot, as you said, you were lucky enough to meet a sexologist who probably showed you the right path, who made
Right.
your parents understood.
Right.
But not everybody has the privilege to do so.
Right.
So I think it's very important that we have this conversation very often. Well, Srini, now that we've understood what a chosen family means, I want to know that what pride means. What pride means to you?
Right.
Because I have attended a few pride events and have met a lot of people. Actually, want to know that does it make you happy that you guys have different sort of festival, or where all of you come together and celebrate, or do you think it's too overhyped just for the sake of news or media? Is it something that you need to preserve, or is it something that you really look forward to?
Right. So there is a lot of misconceptions about pride.
That's
Okay.
what I was trying to say.
Right. A lot of people, even the people who don't mean wrong, who don't mean bad, might come and say, oh, you're gay or you're trans, you're whatever. But why do you have to show off to us? Right. That's a very question that comes. Okay, so the answer lies in, from my childhood, I have been attending straight prides. Every marriage is a straight pride. Every serial that I see is a straight pride. Every place I go, they are going to boost, and I mean, even companies are going to say, "Oh, you're getting married, you'll get this bonus." So marriage is so overhyped to us, and marriage between a man and woman, I meant, is overhyped, and it's put on our face, and that, like, to come out of that and say, okay, this is not the only way, I'm different.
More power to you. I mean,
Right. So to come out of all the knowledge or all the things that were thrown out at us, it's very difficult. So prides help. So when a queer kid in their 15, 16, 17, in their home watching TV, and there is a pride community walking, he or she or they would understand that I am not alone. There are people walking, and they're shouting, not just walking, they're shouting with pride, which means, although my parents here or my siblings are not going to understand me, but there is someone out there who understands me, and there
absolutely.
are people out there whom I can seek help to. And it's not just TV, newspaper, wherever. So there's a buzz created. That buzz helps the people who are in closet. That is one way of looking at it. So yeah. So Pride is there everywhere, even in straight. That's the thing I wanted to tell. Just
Very
that we
nice.
don't call it pride.
Right, right. So, you've mentioned earlier that Maya Bazaar is coming up in September.
Right.
I'm also aware that you are associated with other event-based circles, say marathons and running clubs, reading
Right.
clubs.
Right.
Can you elaborate on these things? Is it only exclusively, for the queer community, or are straight people allowed? How is it like? What are these events specify? I just wanted to know.
Right, right. So I'm going to list down everything that I remember, but I'm sure I will not remember everything. Okay, because there's so many things happening in
Absolutely.
queer community, right? So apart from Good As You meetings, which happen in offline and online, so we have sports-based clubs, as I say. So we have badminton. So they have like Indiranagar, Kormangla, everywhere. So they play badminton. There's a pre-announced place, and that's open to both queer people and supporters, right? So when we say open to general publics, we are not open to general public who don't support us. Okay, so so queer and allies. So always it's about queer and allies. So that club is open, and we have Sunday. We have a group called Bangalore Front Runners. They meet every Sunday in Kaban Park, morning 7. That's also queer and allies. So everybody is welcome as long as they support us,
As
right?
long as you support them, very important.
Yes. I mean, you can't come there and say, "Oh, by the way, you are not natural. Why are you here?" Don't say such stuff,
Comments.
right?
I'm sure you must have come across such
Course, of
comments
course,
in the
of course.
past.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So, and then, and one important aspect I want to mention, especially for queer women and non-binary person listening to this, is that a lot of them think that, oh no, most of these spaces are filled with gay men. Men are there everywhere. So there exist groups specially for non-gay men, like there exist groups for queer women and other female bodied queer persons. There's one group called ASQ, all sorts of queer, and which specially for them, like their gay men are not allowed. And we have other places, like for example, we have a grab, and we have like Whitefield runners group, and we have a book club. So which meets, they pick up a book every month and they read, and then they meet and they discuss about the book. So and there are places where you can cook food and come and sit with the community and eat, or you can come and then cook food in somebody's place and eat. So there are all kinds of events happening. So people might, why I'm saying this is because a lot of people say, oh, sports is not my interest, or oh, Good As You, I can't come there and sit and speak because it's too serious topic. I want little fun. And then there are parties happening every weekend. There's a party happening, and of course it's a ticketed, but you can go to the party. A lot of dance, a lot of fun, where that it's meant for queer and allies.
Right.
So that people are not going to question your identity or the way you dance,
You're
or
free.
you're free, right? So there are so many things happening,
Right, right.
right? And most of it are open to allies, most of it, except maybe some private space things like Good As You meeting, which are specially for queer community, LGBTQ, because it's about the discussions and people going through. So confidentiality is important there.
Absolutely.
So other than that, most of the events are generally open for allies.
Right, right. Uh, now that we've spoken about communities and how these communities help people who do not get accepted easily, I want to know and also shed light on the difficulties or the realities that the queer community people face. Say, for example, scams, extortions, exploitation by their partners, families, or fake communities. How can the people from the queer community be prepared so that they can save themselves?
Right. So it's a very good question, and it's a very important question as well. But if it's a scam or it's an extortion, there is one common element that we see in all these things. That common element is people play on our fears. You know, they think that, oh, he's afraid to come out, or like we might have shared some sensitive information about our life to them, like, oh, I'm married, my wife is awake, please come, or some such sensitive information about us, that put us at risk, right? So generally in our meetings or outside, we say that, one, do not overshare to strangers about your personal life, because the moment somebody comes out that we are not out enough or we're not confident enough,
Disclosed yet.
yeah, then people kind of use it against us. Like they come and take money, or they come with gundas, and then they might harm us and physically, because they know that we won't go to police, because we are fearful. But that is something that over the years people have understood, especially after 2018 judgment of Supreme Court. People are now coming out of the closet, they are approaching police. There are lawyers in the community, they use their help to go to police, they file cases. So at least if you just search gay community gang behind bar in Google, you will find so many instances of so many gangs going behind bar, because people are working,
Right.
people are exposing these gangs who are targeting us. So for someone who's new, who don't want to get into that situation, this is what I would say, like, do not expose your fears to other outside. Even if you're not out, just act as if you're out, and you don't care,
Confident.
confident in those situations where you face. So the moment you say, yeah, you want to expose me, go expose me, you know
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
not scared.
I'm not scared.
Yeah.
That itself helps. And of course, wherever there are, like, unfortunately we go through, the second thing is, don't blame yourself, because it is those extortion gangs or the person extorting that is at fault. We are not at fault. Just being ourselves, even seeking consensual sex is not a fault. Not it's not illegal.
Absolutely.
It's not immoral, right? A lot of people think, oh, but I asked for sex, that means that they might use that against me. It's not
Absolutely.
illegal. Being gay is not illegal. Being asking for sex is not illegal, as long as it's consensual.
Nothing is
Right.
abnormal. I
Right.
mean, these are the choices, whether it's a heterosexual person or somebody who belongs to the LGBTQIA plus community, it's not abnormal. It
Right.
is very normal, right?
Right. So that's what. So these two things that would help in these kind of situations. And if you're connected with the community, you kind of know, if something happens, whom to go to. There are lawyers out there. There are counselors out there, who would help you at the give you direction what to do next. And then a lot of people have gone through, and then they come out, they are like, very confident now. Oh yeah, I mean, like, this journey was tough, but then now I don't think anybody will come and like do this to me types, right? They'll be so confident.
Right.
But so one need not be very fearful, I would say, like, because there are things available, there are resources available.
Right. That actually brings me to the next question. Uh, do you think that taking therapy or seeking counseling helps in these scenarios?
Yeah, so therapy and counseling is very, very useful. Okay, especially if we have unprocessed traumas, unprocessed feelings, and like if it's about relationship issues, or like we have issues with our dad or mom, or our childhood. I mean, like, how many ever people you meet, how much ever you talk in a general sense, that will not replace therapy, where a professional will sit with you and bring out those unprocessed emotions. So it is very important to take therapies, especially when you know that you have tried everything else is not working.
Right.
And even within therapy as well, like a lot of times therapists we need to change, in the sense, like, I've gone to a therapist, and that person has not worked for me, I would stop going to therapy. That's not right. So therapy itself will work, but you have to find the right
Right
therapist,
person.
right
Absolutely.
counselor, right? And each one may come with a different baggage as well. Counselors may also have their own baggage. So we need to work through. So, right, a lot of people give up on therapy because they think that oh, I've gone but it didn't work. How many different counselors have you tried before saying it didn't work? right? So it is very important, and it really, even within queer community, it really helps. But one thing we differentiate is that where before going to a therapist, check in our list if they are queer friendly.
Right.
Because that's something that we don't want to go to a therapist who will say, by the way, you stop being queer and you get married, but we'll talk about your issues. Don't go to such therapists. So we have lists of, like,
Right, right. I mean, you also have your prerequisites,
of
right?
course, yeah,
Right, right.
yeah.
So now that we've almost reached towards the end of the podcast, I want to ask you that someone who's still discovering, someone who's not yet open about their identity, are still under the closet, with through this episode, you as a person, as someone who's been part of the LGBTQIA plus community for 2 decades now, what message would you like to give to that one person who's probably watching us, that if that person is scared or is feeling underconfident, or is on the verge of opening out to the society, what is that one message that you would like to give to that person?
Um, Let me put it this way. Um, of course, by now you would have already understood there's a big community out there, and you can seek support. You can seek help very easily. But also, it is important to take strategic decisions, especially as queer persons, because sometimes what happens is that they're still financially dependent on their parents, and they choose to come out. I mean, some people need not even come out, they're already out, but at least those of us who have hidden, it's okay to choose to stay in the closet till our studies are complete, or till we get a job, or till we are financially independent. You don't have to rush to come out. You need to strategically see that the environment around me will support me both financially as well as emotionally if I come out. So make an informed decision. And if you want resources, there are resources available there, and there are places to come out. That's already clear from the interview so far. But when to come out and how to come out is your decision, and we cannot drag you out of the closet, and at the same time, nobody should be pushing you into closet. So it is your decision when to come out, but there are resources available. There's a big community out there, but you chose wisely. It's your life.
It's never too late, and
Yeah,
there's always time. No need to rush. I
yeah.
think that's possibly the best thing that you've spoken, and I'm so glad that we had this conversation today. I had a lot of unlearning because I have not actually had the opportunity to speak this direct with somebody who actually is a part of the community for so long, and have, as someone who has gone through so much and opened up. I think this is one of the episodes which is very eye opening, and thank you for gracing our couch today for the season finale. And I don't think so this could be any better. And thank you for being with us in this podcast. We have 10 episodes in season 1, and this is the finale. I am overwhelmed with all the responses, and actually very grateful, only gratitude to the guest, to everybody who has graced this couch, and a big thank you to you who actually made the effort to share your journey. What would you like to say about the Good Vibes Only podcast?
I mean, thank you so much to bringing me here, and asking me to share. One thing is, these voices are not generally heard to general public, so it is important that lot of homes become progressive in their thinking, not necessarily about queer community, but in general, because they should have an environment where their kids should be able to open up about anything in life to them, not run away from them. The family should be supportive so that their kids don't have to hide from them. That's the idea, right? And yeah, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I think, yeah, very very grateful, and I'm sure other guests have spoken really good important stuff, and I hope your audience really like us also.
Absolutely. I mean, this is what the Good Vibes Only podcast stands for. We bring out honest and real conversations, people from all walks of life, and I think we've done justice so far. So, yes, I will see you in the second season, hopefully, with a brand new season with again very honest and raw conversations, unfiltered conversations. And thank you for watching and tuning into the Good Vibes Only podcast. Please keep supporting us, subscribe to our channel. We are a small channel, but there is no compromise that we do when it comes to our guests. I am also very grateful to everybody who has believed in us so far. And yes, let's keep the good vibes rolling. I will see you with a brand new season. Till then, keep supporting us and keep the good vibes rolling.